stand for this. Let's raise our right hands. Repeat after me. I, state your name.
I state your name.
Am getting a free copy of Borderlands 2.
Am getting a free copy of Borderlands 2.
I will never forget.
I will never forget.
The awesome generosity.
The awesome generosity.
Of 2K games.
Of 2K games.
That was freaky. Isn't that what I understand.
I understand.
That the livelihoods of the people.
That the livelihoods of the people.
Of 2K games and Gearbox software.
Of 2K games and Gearbox software.
Who have dedicated their lives to provide me with entertainment.
Who have dedicated their lives to provide me with entertainment.
Depend upon my patronage as a customer.
Depend upon my patronage as a customer.
So to the extent. That I have the means. I look forward. To repaying the kindness shown. By purchasing other titles from 2K Games. Including all of the inevitable Borderlands 2 DLC.
Yes!
I would also like to thank for coming up with the idea of giving me a free copy of Borderlands 2. Mr. Steve Gibson of Gearbox Software. I trust that if all of the developers at Gearbox Software are as passionate and clever as Steve, that Borderlands 2 and all of Gearbox's games will be badass. Thank you. So here's the thing, you guys are awesome, you've come to our panel, clearly you care about what we're doing, and you're why we exist. You're why we exist. We exist to entertain the world, and you guys are why we exist. Thank you. And PAX is awesome. This is so with that, should we take questions?
Yeah.
So line up right there. If you have any questions for us, we'll be happy to answer them.
Adam. Go on. All right. I hope your questions are good, because if they're bad, I'll take your microphone away. What's your name, sir?
My name is John.
Your name is John. Where are you from, John?
From Pasco, Washington.
If you're lining up over there, you're fucked. Yes, we're only over here. So, here we go. Sorry.
You guys should move over there. Oh, wait,
there's a mic. Oh, we're gonna alternate? Alright, that works. Alright, that works. So what's your question?
First off, give Steve Gibson a huge raise.
Steve Gibson sold Shaq News for millions of dollars.
He has 4 seats in the Mavericks.
Thank you, by the way. We were about to talk about
I'll talk to the guys about a race, Steve.
Can I ask a question about the demo?
What demo?
The Borderlands 2 demo that we just saw.
The demonstration we showed at PAX.
Yeah, the one we couldn't play. They showed a second.
Shit.
Are you announcing a Borderlands 2 demo?
There was a second character, the Phase Walker. I forgot the name. Sorry.
Maya the Siren.
Maya,
The new Siren.
Yeah. So is that an announcement of a second class or not?
Well, it's the same class when you think about it, because it's a Siren.
But we don't know.
There is a new siren in Borderlands 2. Her name is Maya, and we haven't talked about her ability yet, but each siren has a unique power. And her powers are really interesting and cool, and we'll look forward to sharing more about that later.
Thank you.
Great question.
Thanks, man. All right, right over there. Say your name and where you're from.
I'm Nick Van Handel from Ballsboro, Washington.
Nice.
I'm a big fan, and thank you for the game tonight. I'll go home and buy a copy of Duke.
And I think you'll enjoy it.
Just
Get a couple of beers and a big tub of popcorn. You'll be fine.
I'm a very big fan. I actually do have claptrap tattoos on my leg.
Oh, that's right. Nice to see you.
Along with my girlfriend, so.
Wow.
Yeah. In any case,
That's not coming off.
No, never. I don't want it to come off. So, but in any case, I love the loot lust in Borderlands, and I was curious if there's any potential for expanding that beyond the shields, like i.e. any kind of other armor, like headgear, stuff like that. Maybe change it up visually, because I play a lot with soldiers, and they all end up looking the same with slightly different color schemes. So.
Give them something. Not too much.
Give exactly the right amount of information.
Whatever you feel good about.
I know way too much. I'm going to get myself in trouble here. I will definitely say this. There are new types of gear in Borderlands 2. Steve, what am I allowed to say here? What can I talk about this?
Just go for it. That's what you're
Yeah!
Okay, so you remember those elemental artifacts from the first game?
Yeah.
All they did was add elemental damage to whatever power you had. Yeah. Well, artifacts can now do just about anything to your class, including making you drive cars faster, jumping farther, and just about anything else you can imagine. And so there's a whole new line of growth there for players to enjoy.
Well, that's cool. That's a nice one.
Before he sits down, he's the guy that has the claptrap tattoo on his leg.
Yeah,
Does anybody have a tattoo needle? I would love to sign that thing. I'm in.
If you want to sign it, I'll get it put a name. I'll go home and get it traced.
Yeah, Dave, I was like, don't do that. Don't do it. All right, we're coming over here, we'll come back over there. Name where you're from, man.
John Cadro, Seattle, Washington. My son Will and his friends are here, they're big fans.
Your son is Will Wheaton?
Holy shit, it's not much better looking.
Hello.
This is my third year attending your panel. It's always entertaining. I have a question about corporate culture, although it's pretty obvious based on what we see here each and every time. The question is, after you've launched products, and you've launched several of them, I'm sure you do a lessons learned. And when you do a lessons learned, is there one particular opportunity that you keep seeing on the page? And is there some reason why you can't necessarily address that or solve those issues?
You have like a specific...
Well, that's an interesting question. You know, I don't know if there's a consistent thing. You know, one of the themes of Gearbox is we tolerate making mistakes, but we always like them to be new mistakes. So we like to learn things from the past, so we always like to make new mistakes. We tend to make mistakes when we take risks. And if we're not taking risks, then we're not trying hard enough. So we tolerate that. We tolerate risk-taking and the mistakes that come from doing that. In general, I think the thing that inspires me the most is we have a culture that always feels like we're just getting started. You know, in fact, when we went out to Gamescom first to talk about Borderlands 2 for the first time, we were in Germany last week. We had, you know, the PR guys had come around like, dude, you don't have to apologize for Borderlands 1 so much. It's a good game. People like it. Like, we feel like we love the game. We feel like, man, we did so much stuff that we can be doing better. And you know, I love that. I love that we're so critical about our own content. And as long as I'm seeing that criticism, I feel great about the future of our company.
Great, thank you.
All right, go on over there, sir. What's your name, where are you from?
I'm Matt from Pullman, Washington. I was here last year thanking you for making Borderlands because it got my wife gaming. And I was wondering, will there be split-screen co-op for Borderlands 2? Because if not, we'll each get a copy for computer now.
Well, as tempting as it is to sell you 2 copies instead of 1, co-op gameplay is really important to us at Gearbox. I play the game with my wife at home, and I know a lot of us like shared experiences now, so Gearbox invests a lot in that. Borderlands 2, of course, is split screen on the console, and we've invested a lot to make the menus really work great, with all the other features that kind of were kludgy in a split screen to be a lot nicer in a split screen. We're really actually amplifying the experience in split screen rather than pushing it away. Do you guys want to add anything to that?
I'll just say yes.
Also, you can, and also you can now play split screen like on the same console and still go online and play with others.
That's okay.
I was like waiting for you to say that. I was like, alright.
Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention. I played Duke Nukem. You know, Duke Nukem should have come out probably 10 years ago, and I'm 25 now. The 15-year-old me would have loved Duke Nukem, and, you know, just taking myself back to that place, it was fun to just ignore all the things that we expect in games these days and just run, gun, and have a good time. I want to thank you.
Thank you. I think so. I think that's the first time to go.
Alright, come over here, we'll come back. Name where you're from.
My name is Donnie, I'm from Utah. I just had a couple quick questions just about little things in.
You get one.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mikey. The nicest guy at Gearbox.
No, okay.
Okay. Real quick, are you guys doing anything to address like hacked weapons and stuff from Borderlands 1 where people would go in there and change the statistics?
Absolutely. In fact, some of what the B-test technology allows us to do is manage certain things on master servers and stuff. Now, we don't want to make the game require you to be playing online. We don't believe in that. We want to allow you to do that. The important thing is, too, if you are connected, there are some advantages that you can get, such as storing your save games on the cloud and other things about having items and things be managed on servers for a more secure and stable environment.
Is that going to go with console as well?
Say again?
Console as well?
Yeah. I mean, we still have some things to work out there, but because the different platforms have different degrees of openness. The PC is the most open, but that's the aim, and we have the technology that should allow us to do these kinds of things. I'll get more specific later, but if you want to kind of see where that's going, look at B-test. At first, a lot of that's going to be invisible, but later, we'll start exposing more and more of that.
You get all of it?
Sort of.
You snuck in a second one, man. You're already on my list. Now, real quick.
Okay. With the weapon design, are you guys still doing like iron sights and all sorts of crazy things, or is it all going to be scoped like you said? There's going to be scoped.
No, iron sights are cool.
Yeah.
In fact, the bandit guns, there's my favorite iron sight is the little nut.
Yeah, it's a bandit weapon. All right, coming over there. Name where you're from?
I'm Matt Naraki. I'm from Pitchford, Pennsylvania. So I come from a long way. I'm a big fan of Gearbox, and I was just curious of, you guys are hiring any voice actors?
Feel free to send us an email. Go to our website and send us an email. And our audio director, who's not here today, is ultimately responsible and accountable for the audio of the game. So I'm not going to trump any decision he would make. But send us an email. Let us know who you are. Cheers.
Thanks.
All right, come back over here.
If we can speed it up, I know all of you have great questions, but I started to get some signals that we're running out of time.
Yeah, I think these three guys are all asking one question. So, are you a barbershop quartet?
Hey, what's up? I'm Hugo from Ireland.
I'm Chris. I'm from Calgary, Alberta.
I'm Brittany, and me and Riley here are from Vancouver, BC.
This is a very grateful gift, and it's an amazing thing that you guys are offering this to us. But we read the fine print, and it's saying in the United States only.
Oh, I don't. That's a really good point. Send me an email or something. I'll figure this out with the 2K guys. The goal was to be generous. The fact that you guys are not from the United States, I don't know what all the reasons are. There might be legal reasons or other reasons. 2K Games has to do some stuff to make this happen. But
these four guys are
check with us later. Okay. Our goal is
our community manager.
To give you a positive.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming in and you asked my question.
All right, over there.
Okay, so quick. JP from Texas, and I do have a question, just real quick though. Thank you for making games that are fun. Because like some houses put out stuff and they go, hey, look what we can do. You guys, it always seems like the core is just have a good time, and then build on that.
So that's why people play games really just to have fun.
There you go. Not everybody seems to know that. My question is for Colonial Marines. And I know we're not looking at a final build, but like everybody that I saw it with was like, is there going to be acid damage? Because you're like fighting guys over you, and then he walks away. So are we going to see that? Is there like splash damage from the aliens?
question. Acid is part of the kind of a character element